Hi, I'm Robin Martin. I'm a Seattle area yoga teacher, and I'm going to guide you through the first of 5 flows today. This will be a core flow, and it's brought to you by Toesox and the YogaOutlet.com. I hope you enjoy. So we'll start on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. Bringing the soles of the feet together, the knees will fall open wide, and then bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly and just soften in. Let go of any to-do lists, any plans. Just relax. So just start to notice the areas of your body that are connecting to your mat or to the surface that you're lying on. So notice maybe the low back is connecting, the seat, the edges of your feet, the shoulders, back of your head, back of the arms, and then just notice what isn't connecting, the natural curves in your body, behind your neck, mid to lower area of your back, the back of your legs, the arms, things that aren't touching the ground. And just start to breathe. Breathe in and out through your nose. Long, slow inhales and exhales. Ujjayi pranayama. It's a calming breath. And begin to gather your hands together in prayer position, reaching forward. Exhale your belly into your spine, spine into the mat or into the floor. And then start to lift your shoulder blades up off the mat. So this will be the lowest point. We'll pulse from here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your upper back all the way back down. Reach your arms over your head. Pull your belly up underneath your ribs. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And then this time, option to float the feet, reach forward. You can always support your head and neck with hands if that's more comfortable for your body. Pressing the belly into the spine, spine into the mat, activates the deepest layer of abdominals, pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw your knees in, bring your shoulders down, and then send your legs straight up to the sky. And again, option to support your head and neck with your hands. You'll lower your left leg, hover it, and then you can take the left elbow to the inside of the right knee in a twist, or reach your prayer to the outside of your right thigh. And we'll pulse here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to chest, relaxing your head down for just a moment. Give yourself a squeeze. And then legs straight up, supporting your head with your hands or taking your prayer to the outside of your left thigh while your right leg hovers, pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Final 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees into your chest. So just waking up obliques, the muscles in the side body, and getting the core ready to go. Reaching your legs up high. One more time, arms overhead, and then slowly, slowly lower your legs all the way down. Keep the connection of the low back with your mat as best as you are able. Breathing length into the spine, and then exhaling knees to chest one more time. Hugging it in, and then take your hands behind your thighs, rock and roll the length of your spine a couple of times. Give your back a massage. So, give your back a massage. You can cut that part. I won't really roll. Coming all the way up to a seat, cross at the ankles, and then make your way to all fours. We're gonna move into a few rounds of cat and cow here, but we'll take the cat-cow in a wave. So tuck your toes, drop your belly, shine your tail bright, look up. As you exhale, round the spine right into your angry Halloween cat tail drops, shoulders broaden, head falls. And then this time, as you inhale the breath, shine your tail, start to bend the elbows, softly sink back. And then as you exhale, round up and over. So moving through the cat spine as you go forward, cow on your inhale breath as you sink back. So using your core, pulling the belly in, rounding up and over. It's 2 more rounds just like that. So soft bend of the elbow, tail rises, chest rises as you exhale, rounding. Broadening the back, dropping the tail, dropping the head. Sinking back. This time as you come back, pause and then lift your shins. So just hover in this turbo dog shape and then begin to straighten the legs, exhaling to soften the heels, pressing back, downward dog. Rounding forward on the exhale breath. So a small wave becomes a big wave, bend elbows, sink back. Soften the heels, straighten the legs, exhale, round up and over. So big, round spine, exaggerating the movement, inhaling to come back, exhaling to round up and over. So cutting high on the balls of the feet as you come up, sinking back. 1 more round and we'll land in turbo dog. So you'll sink back and pause right here in the turbo dog shape. So just building some heat here, breathing. Begin to bend your elbows and then squeeze elbows towards each other, wrap in. Pull the belly up, take another round of breath, and then straighten everything out. Downward facing dog, pause in downward dog. Make sure your feet are about hip width distance, hands about shoulder width distance. Start to draw the creases of the elbows forward. Relax your head and neck. You're melting your heart back towards your thighs, kneecaps, lifting quadriceps, hugging into femur bones. Then start to take your dog for a walk. Just move it around. Bend your knees right and left. Get some lubrication into the hip joints. Relax your head. Maybe nod your head around a little bit. And then come back to your neutral downward dog. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. And just fold in a ragdoll pose. Soft bend of the knees, tucking pinky fingers behind elbow creases if that feels good for you. Otherwise, just leave your arms hanging. We'll sway in the upper body if that feels all right. And then from here, walk yourself forward to plank pose, all the way to plank. Plank is your upper push-up position. So you want to make sure that you're pressing your heels back, that your shoulders are stacking right above the wrist, fingers spread wide. Belly draws up to the spine. Then shift forward, tips of the toes. Exhale, press back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, press back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hover the knees. Straighten the legs. Hover the knees. Straighten the legs. Hover and straighten. Really firing the core here. Hover and straighten. Hover and straighten. Shift forward. Bring the knees to the mat or to the floor and then come all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Reach your tailbone long so you feel your belly rise and then roll the heads of the shoulders back as you lift up, low cobra, Bhujangasana. So not much weight in the hands in this first set, so maybe even floating fingers firing up the muscles in the back body, and then lower your forehead. And this time use your hands, press in, kneecaps are lifting, and then just rise up, keeping the elbows bent, roll the heads of the shoulders back and down so you broaden through the front body, clavicles are smiling, and then lower all the way down so that's a nice little stretch of the belly. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So press back through the knees or just come all the way back up through your plank. Bring your big toes to touch, inhale your right leg up and back. So come into three-legged dog, start to wrap your right hip down. Internal rotation of the right hip, right thigh, and then the sole of the foot, shining towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Squeeze in and then slide your knee all the way down to the wrist. All the way back up, inhale, all the way up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend your knee, roll your hip open, stacking the right hip on top of the left, start to soften your left heel down. And then make sure two shoulders are staying in one line. So if the right shoulder's rolling open with the hip, roll it down, squeeze your heel towards your tail. Imagine as if you could tap your left shoulder blade with your right big toe. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, square the hip, bring your knee across the body, twist. Slide your knee down to the wrist. All the way back up to the elbow. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in downward dog. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale your right leg up and back. And start to draw your right hip down. It's an internal spiral. You want your sole of the right foot facing the ceiling, two hips level on top. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Go for the shoulder and then slide all the way down to the wrist. Inhale to come all the way back up. As you exhale the breath, bend your knee, roll the hip open. And start to squeeze your heel towards your tail. Soften your left heel down. Breathing here. Your heart softening back towards your left thigh. Imagine as if you could tap your left shoulder blade with your right big toe, and then inhale, straighten your leg. As you exhale, square the hip, knee across the body, twist. So same thing here, you're gonna bring the knee nice and high and then slide all the way down to the wrist. As you inhale the breath, slide the knee back up, all the way back up. Extending three-legged dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Big inhale through the nose, big exhale through the mouth, then inhale your left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. And again, just starting by finding the square hips level on top. So it's an internal spiral, an internal rotation of your left hip. Left foot faces the sole, or the sole of the foot faces the ceiling, breathing here. And then exhale, squeeze your knee to your left tricep, nice and high. Go for the shoulder, then slide all the way down. Inhaling to slide back up. Three-legged dog. As you exhale the breath, bend the knee, roll the hip open. So stacking left hip on top of right. Working your heel towards your tail. Imagine on this side, you're gonna tap your right shoulder blade with your left big toe. Right quadricep squeezes into the femur bone as you soften your right heel down, and then inhale, straighten your leg. As you exhale, square the hip, draw the knee all the way across the body. Knee stays high, slide the knee down. Using the core to come all the way back up. Three-legged dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Pause in downward dog, come back to your breath. Notice the quality of the breath, nice, slow, audible inhales and exhales through the nose. Inhale, rise high onto the balls of your feet. As you exhale the breath, bend your knees. You can step or float all the way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Gather your hands together. The very top, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. So pause in plank. Again, just firing up the core, awareness to the core, pull the belly into the spine, shift forward, tips of the toes. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, shift forward, exhale, lower down, this time halfway chaturanga, or come all the way to your belly if you're modifying. Inhale, rise. Upward facing dog or low cobra. Heads of the shoulders roll back, tailbone lengthens. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, bend the knees, low step or float, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, gather hands to heart center, Samastiti. So one more Surya Namaskar, a simple Sane. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, lead with the heart. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float all the way back to your upper push-up, shifting forward. Exhale to lower, halfway or all the way. Inhale, rise the heart. Exhale, bow to the earth, downward facing dog. Take a breath in your downward dog. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Slide the knee all the way down to the wrist. Inhale, all the way back up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. So just like we did earlier, only moving more on the breath this time. Straighten the leg, exhale, knee across the body, twist. Slide the knee down to the wrist, all the way back up. Inhale, extend long, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward, runner's lunge. So come to the pads of the fingertips and start to reach your heart forward on your inhale breath. On your exhale breath, send the hips high, round the spine, tuck your chin, compress. Inhale, reach long, slide the shoulders back. Exhale, round in. This time as you bend your knee, keeping yourself high on the ball of the back foot, crescent lunge, reach up. So come into your Anjaneyasana. Make sure that your feet are hip width distance. You may need to adjust your right foot out a little bit, or your left foot out a little bit so you feel stable. Hug your inner thighs together, soften shoulders. Come back to the breath. Notice the quality of the breath. Pausing for a moment, soften shoulders. Exhale, sweep your arms back behind you. Reach your heart forward. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Inhale up. Exhale, this time sweep your arms back, take the weight into your right leg, fly forward, airplane pose, Digasana. So lifting into the pose, reach your heart a little higher, then draw your left hip a little lower. Arms are active, back foot active, point the foot, spread the toes, inhale, sweep your arms forward, warrior three. Muscles in the back body are engaging, exhale, hands to heart center. Dive into your standing split, start to roll your left hip open. Breathing here, and then exhale, square the hips, step your 2 feet together, sink your hips, Utkatasana, fierce pose. So come into fierce pose, soften the shoulders. Soften the shoulders down your back. So feel your shoulder blades slide down your back, integrate into your back ribs, sink back a little further, toes are light. So draw your hips back so much so that you can see your toes coming out from underneath your knees, and then pick up all 10 toes. Set each toe down one by one, leaving just a little bit of space between each toe. And if you have toe socks on, it makes it really helpful because you can see the little space between the toes. Inhale, reach your heart a little higher. I love my toe socks, can you tell? They're pretty amazing. So breathing here, pull your belly in, sink a little lower. Exhale, hands to heart center, revolve to the right. So a gentle twist here. You want to make sure two knees stay in one line the entire time. Working your thumbs towards your heart center, pausing, reaching your heart forward. So spinning from the middle ribs. Breathing, maybe inhaling to open the arms to intensify the twist. Taking one more round of breath. And then exhale, palms together. Inhale back to center, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step, or float. Back to plank, shifting forward, moving through your vinyasa, so lowering down halfway or all the way. Inhale to rise. Exhale all the way back. Downward facing dog, one breath here. Big inhale through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Just sigh it out, let it go. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale your left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. So again, just moving a little bit more on the breath this round, sliding your knee down to the wrist. Inhale up and back. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend it, roll it open. Squeeze your heel towards your tail. Keep two shoulders level. Straighten your legs, square the hip. Exhale, knee across the body. Slide the knee down to the wrist. A lot of core in that motion. Three-legged dog, hips are square. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Runner's lunge. Come to the pads of the fingertips. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Slide your shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round in, send your hips high. Tuck the chin, compress. Inhale, sink. Exhale, round in. This time, as you bend your left knee, you'll sweep your arms up high. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. So come into crescent lunge. Make sure that you've got the hip width distance between your feet. Otherwise, it's going to feel like you're balancing on a tightrope. You want to feel stable. Hug your inner thighs together. Hips are level, shoulders are soft. Hands, fingers active at the same time, soft. So can you find softness in your pose? Can you find some ease in your effort? Exhale, sweep your arms back behind you. Reach the heart forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, rise. This time as you exhale, you're gonna send the weight into your left leg. Fly forward, airplane pose. So you'll lift into airplane, draw the right hip down. Two hips are level. Shoulder blades slide back to lift the heart a little higher, and then sweep your arms forward. Warrior three. Exhale, hands to heart center. Dive into standing splits. Roll the right hip open so you see how high you can get your right leg, and then exhale, square the hip close, step your right foot to meet your left. Sink low, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Reach your arms high. Squeeze your inner thighs together. So same thing here, just gonna draw the weight back. Coming right back to the foundation, inner thighs squeezing. Weight is distributed into the four corners of the feet, but the toes are light. So if you wanna look down, see the toes, lift the toes, spread the toes, and lift your heart a little higher, pull your belly in. Reach your tailbone long, hands to heart center, shoulders are soft, twisting left. So right elbow crosses the left thigh, thumbs working towards heart center. Working towards the sternum, twisting open, lengthening the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Breathing here, staying, or inhaling to open your arms. Opening the arms is gonna allow you to twist a little deeper. So if that makes sense for you and your body, taking that advance, move, breathing. How is your breath? How is the quality of the breath? So always going back to the quality of the breath. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, gather hands at heart center. Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or float. Flow through your vinyasa. So exhaling to come down. Inhaling to rise, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise high onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees low. And then make your way all the way through to a seat on your mat and all the way onto your back. So however you want to get there, you can float through, you can step through, and come all the way down. Reach your legs long, reach your arms long overhead. Lengthen everything out. Pull the belly up underneath the ribs. Just feel the natural curve in the low back. And then exhale, knees to chest. Press your belly into the spine, spine into your mat. So neutralizing the spine here, and if it feels good, rock and roll from side to side a little bit. Massaging the sacrum, the low back. And then set your feet down hip width distance to set up for Setu Bandha Sarvangasana bridge pose. You can reach your arms long by your side. See if you can touch your heels with your middle finger. So maybe walk the feet in a little closer. And then you have options here. You can support your low back with a block or some sort of support, or take this pose active by pressing through the feet to lift the hips, and then start to walk your shoulders a little bit closer together. You'll feel a bit of a stretch in the back of the neck, but not a lot. Primarily the weight is in the shoulders and in the feet. So pressing the feet up to draw the hips a little higher, start to isometrically hug your heels back towards your hands. You'll feel your hamstrings contract. Very, very little action in the glutes. So see if you can release through your butt and really just activate your quadriceps here. Breathing, reaching your arms high, and then slowly, slowly lowering all the way down one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way down, and then back to Supta Baddha Konasana. So we started here in Supta Baddha, feet together, knees falling open wide, a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly, and just notice how you might feel different at this point. So coming full circle in the practice, the points of your body that are being supported, that are touching, or the points of your body that are floating. Do you feel different? Maybe a little softer, maybe a little stronger. And just notice your breath. Notice the rise and fall of the breath with the hand on the heart, the hand on the belly. And see if you can slow things down a little bit with your Ujjayi pranayama. Close your eyes. And start to draw your knees into your chest. And one more time, give yourself a squeeze. And then release your left leg all the way down to the mat or to the floor. Draw your right knee to the outer right ribs. Big squeeze here. And then you'll take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Draw your hips to the right slightly as you work the knee across the body for a twist. You can reach your right arm out to the right. Palm can face up, maybe arm in line with your ear. Gentle twist. Two shoulders stay rooted down. So the twist starts at the very top of the spine, ends at the coccyx, the tailbone. Every exhale breath sends you a little bit deeper into the twist as you soften, as you relax into that breath. Then come all the way out, all the way back into your neutral position, drawing the right knee in and then the left to follow. Give yourself a squeeze, neutralize your spine, press your spine into the mat, and then release your right leg long, left knee draws to the outer left ribs. First, just give yourself a big squeeze, and then take your right hand to the outside of your left knee, left arm reaches open to the left. Taking your head to the left if that's okay for your neck, and then drawing your knees to the right. Gentle twist, two shoulders root down, two hips are stacking. And with every exhale, see if you can soften in just a little deeper. And then slow, slow, come all the way back to center. Shifting your hips back to neutral. Drawing your left knee in, and then your right will follow. Give yourself a squeeze. Take an inhale breath, and then as you exhale the breath, release everything all the way down to your final Shavasana, final resting pose. You can take your legs wide, your arms wide, whatever's comfortable. And just completely soften, completely let go. Total surrender.